Hey everybody, how's it going? All right, just kind of a quick little vlog type thing today, just to jabber on about a few things going on around here. All right, first thing I gotta mention is, I know on the channel over the years, if you've been watching for a while, you've been seeing that I wear a lot of Kansas City Chiefs swag on the channel. And this is my first video since the Super Bowl. And the team that I have been rooting for and yelling curse words at for 20 years now finally won it all. So, oh man, I honestly, I could just go on and on about that, but I at least had to mention it. But yeah, I will continue to wear, Chiefs gear on the channel just because, hey, they're the team I root for. I lived in Kansas City for 20 years. And man, they have fielded some really awful teams over the years. So it just felt extra rewarding, extra gratifying that they took home the Lombardi Trophy this year. So just know that it's been on my mind a lot. So anyways, I won't go on about that. One of the other big things recently, so I did that MOTU M4 video. And that has hands down, so far, I think I did that maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe it's getting close to 4 weeks ago now. And that has hands down been the most successful and well-received video I've ever released on the channel. That feels really good. I'm so glad, that right combination of the right subject material at the right time can really kind of take off like that. Looking at the analytics on it, it's performing like 1,000% better, like literally over 1,000% better than my last 10 videos. And hey, I do this because I love it, not for necessarily for the views and the likes and all that stuff, but the views and the likes, they don't hurt. It feels pretty good. So speaking of which, I ended up sending that one back because of that wobbly knob. So I ordered a replacement. So I ordered that one through Sam Ash. I'm just going to open this off, out of frame here to give my hand something to do while I chat about this. But I had ordered that one from Sam Ash through Amazon. And, it was fine. The shipping was a little slow. But yeah, when it showed up, I unboxed it on camera and everything. And it had that wobbly gain knob on channel 1. And it didn't prevent the unit from working how it should, and I was able to complete the review and everything. But since I do intend to keep it and actually replace my KA6, which I'm recording through now, and this is probably its final voyage, I have a feeling the KA6 will probably show up at a steep discount on my Reverb page before too long. So yeah, this is probably its last go around because I intend to use the MOTU M4 from here on out for recording my voice, recording the output of other audio interfaces. So yeah, I got our Sweetwater candy and our receipt and everything, but I just wanted to, this thing's been sitting here for over a week. I even paid for rush delivery just to have this thing sit around for a week. It's been a tough week at work, so I didn't have the time or the energy to actually take this thing out of its box and make sure that it's all right. So I figured I'd do that here real quick. And I'll be doing a full-on, follow-up review on this thing. There were a lot of questions, or at least several questions, in the comments of that other video. And there were also a few features that I didn't really get a chance within the confines of a single review. The thing was already over 30 minutes long. And, I didn't want to just make it longer by going into every little detail. So I'll be doing a follow-up review, looking at things like the loop back, which I think is a cool feature. But here, first, let's take a look at these knobs. Oh yeah, totally solid gain 1 knob, totally solid gain 2 knob, totally solid, blend knob, solid main output, solid headphone out. All right. One thing that I do really want to mention, and I'll mention again in the follow-up review, is that MOTU.tv, which I take it is MOTU's official kind of YouTube channel. Actually, somebody reached out in the comments to my video and they wanted to talk about the specific unit that I had. So we emailed back and forth a couple of times, and it turns out they were offering an advanced replacement on that unit, which I wish by the time that I posted that video, I had already sent the original unit back. to Amazon and, you know, therefore Sam Ash. And it wasn't just a great return experience, you know, a customer experience to get that return. Like, I took a couple of days to get it mailed off. It took, I don't know, a week or so for them to receive it. I had I did it through UPS. They printed a shipping label, didn't cost me anything. So, you know, that went smoothly. But once I noticed it was delivered like on a Wednesday, and by the next Wednesday, a week later, I hadn't heard anything back from Amazon or from Sam Ash. So like, as a customer, I had to like actively reach out and say, hey guys, can I get a status on this return? Because, you know, I see that you've received it, you've had it for a week, I still don't have the money back on my card. You know, what's going on? And so it took them about 48 hours to reply back, oh yeah, we'll email this to our return department. And, you know, sure enough, they did process the return, but it left a little bit of a bitter taste that I had to actively like prod them, like, hey guys, come on, you know, because I was waiting to get my money back before I ordered a new one. So I decided not to order again through Sam Ash. I don't know, maybe you guys have better experience with them. I don't think they're a bad company or anything, but I don't really feel like they handled this as seamlessly as they could have. So I ordered this one off of Sweetwater. And, you know, as always, Sweetwater did a great job, you know. Their customer service is definitely second to none in the industry. I do have to admit, I'm a little kind of weirded out about the follow-up calls and everything, but, you know, that's just me. I'm kind of a antisocial kind of guy, so I don't really care to speak to a live representative unless I want to. And so them, you know, cold calling me after a sale and all that stuff, I don't know. I'm not too crazy about it, but it does reinforce their commitment to customer satisfaction, which I really appreciate about Sweetwater. And hey, they did what Sam Ash didn't. They delivered me a fully functioning unit. All right, so what else is going on around here? I'm not exactly sure if you can see the detail. I think I got the ISO turned down a little bit too much, but I have, you know, what is absolutely the cutting edge in DAW hardware control. You know, your pan controls and your level control, and just out of frame over here is the you know, some people might call it a throttle, but you know, you can do all sorts of great stuff. Now, I've been playing a lot of flight sims lately, since this space is not only my recording studio, but it's also, you know, it's where I play video games and watch YouTube and, you know, just kind of generally hang out in a man cave and goof off. So this is always kind of like the elephant in the room. I need to get this back out of the way because my whole thing is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is coming out this year, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. The gaming nerd in me just is excited about, you know, that level of detail and everything in a flight sim. And I've always been very bad at flight sims, so for Christmas this year, I bought myself a yoke and a throttle, and I figured I would kind of learn what I'm doing enough in Microsoft Flight Sim X and X-Plane that by the time Flight Sim 2020 comes out, I'll actually kind of know what I'm doing and probably have a better time, better experience and everything. So yeah, this is just kind of taking up way too much room on my desk beside my keyboard and my, you know, controller and volume control and all that stuff. I almost thought about waiting until, like, you know, April 1st and doing kind of an April Fool's kind of video about, you know, trying to pass this off as like a DAW controller, but that would have been kind of silly. The other kind of new thing here, if I can get it disconnected, actually I bought a new camera. So I'm still gonna use what I've been using the last couple of years that I'm filming on now, which is a Panasonic Lumix GH5. I love this camera. This camera is way better than I am at capturing video and photo and everything. It's so super overkill for me, but I absolutely love it. You know, hopefully the video quality's been improving over the last year or so after I've kind of learned the ropes of exposure and you know, ISO and all that stuff, all the kind of elements of framing and filming and everything. But I ended up buying its little brother. This is a Panasonic Lumix G85. It's like less than a third of the cost of what I paid for the GH5. You know, it came with a kit lens and everything. So this is gonna be my second camera from now on. And I actually haven't really, I bought it the same day that I finished filming the MOTU M4 review, and that was my last video. So I haven't really had much of a chance to use this thing yet. What I'd been using as my second camera is this little guy here, And yeah, sorry, my lighting's just not all that great, but this is a Canon G7X, like a Canon PowerShot G7X, just a little point and shoot camera. This is what I started my YouTube channel with 5 years ago. Speaking of which, my channel is about to turn 5 years old, believe it or not. I've been doing this for 5 years. You'd think I'd be kind of better at it by now, but it's been a constant learning curve. Introducing video into this whole, equation and lighting, and, still learning a ton about audio and mixing and all that stuff. Adding video into the equation has, greatly complicated things, but it's been great. I've enjoyed this so much over the years. So the little G7X, it's just kind of a pain to do kind of manual kind of tweaks to it, like specifically focus. So I always just leave it in pretty much a full automatic mode because it's always, it's always off frame, and I don't have the best line of sight to the viewfinder. So I just kind of set it up, set it on auto, and just let it go. Well, it has the limitation of only recording 25 minutes of video at a time. And I don't always notice when it stops recording, because a lot of times I got headphones on. I don't hear it beep to say that it stopped recording. The battery life kind of sucks on it, and I can't really find a good, kind of fake battery to plug into the wall, so it'll just run indefinitely. So this camera kind of solves all of those things to where the G85, just like the GH5, it has an unlimited video record time on it, so it'll record as long as the battery lasts, or as long as you have storage space on your SD card. And since a lot of my kind of filming sessions go on for hours and hours, I just like to hit the button and let it go, and not have to constantly be, hitting the button and changing batteries and stopping for this and stopping for that. So I'm probably going to go through a similar learning curve as I did with this. So I have a feeling things will, look worse before they look better, but I'm looking forward to incorporating that into my workflow. A couple of things, like upcoming things, like I really want to do I've got a couple ideas for videos coming up. Like I said, I hadn't had the time or energy to really sit down and do it much. So I figured I'd do one of these kind of vlog style videos just as a stopgap until I do kind of work up the energy to shoot a couple of videos. I want to do a follow up on my Atom A7X monitors. Atom sent me these monitors in exchange for a review, and they have just become an integral part of my studio, and I absolutely love them. And I figured, they kind of deserve a follow-up just to reinforce how important these speakers are to just everything I do in this room now. Another kind of idea I've got, I keep hearing, this kind of myth propagated over the web about phantom power and ribbon mics. And now that I've got a couple of ribbon mics that are phantom power safe, as are pretty much all ribbon mics anymore, I figured I'd do a video to just kind of like a little bit of a Mythbusters kind of thing. I think that'll be at least relatively interesting. And there's been a couple of just kind of like random requests, people request, video topics every once in a while in the comments below the videos. Hey, if you got any ideas, put something down in the comments below. I can't promise that I'll get to it. I'm very bad at getting to suggested videos in a timely manner. At times they have taken years to get around to, but I've been trying to do a better job. You can see my whiteboard back up here. I've been trying to do a better job at kind of keeping track of these things so that next time I do have the time and the energy to set up everything and hit record, I'll have something to talk about. Oh yeah, and I still need to do some sort of a review on the FMR compressors that I got, and I've still got that Pro VLA hanging out in the closet back here. So doing a bit of a shootout. I've shot that video twice, and I've been unhappy with how it came out because it doesn't move along. There's too much to talk about with 3 compressors, and hey, let's hear it on a kick drum. Now let's hear the other one on a kick drum. Now let's hear the other one on a kick drum. All right, let's hear it on a snare drum. Now the other one on a snare drum, and now the other one on a snare drum. And I haven't been able to find a way to kind of make that video move at a pace that's gonna make it be any less than like a 45-minute video or something. So I'm still kind of mulling around. I'm not gonna have the Pro VLA 2 for too long. I'm gonna sell it to a friend, but I don't know. Hey, I'm open to suggestions. If you can think of a good way to shoot out 3 compressors on a variety of sources without taking a day and a half to actually do it, I'm all ears. And speaking of way too long videos, I don't want this one to become one of those, so I'm just going to sign off here. So thank you so much for watching. Thank everybody that's liking and commenting and all that stuff. I really, really appreciate it. I can't believe the channel is almost 5 years old. Maybe I'm gonna have to do some sort of a 5-year birthday special or something. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what to do, but I really do appreciate all of you that are watching and interacting with each other and everything in the comments. I really do appreciate it. All right, well, I think that's gonna do it for me this time, and I'll see you guys again next time.